All right, I'm at the job site, as you can tell here. I told you I was coming out to the T. Davis Contractors job site. And this is actually the home that's being built for Tim Davis Jr., Tim Davis II. I'm in the basement. This is as far as they've gotten. Now, if you see that house over there, the top of that house, this house that I'm in the basement of right now is going to be at least that tall and maybe a little bit taller. This and here's Tim. Actually, you're building your own house, aren't you?
I am. I'm excited about it. Yes,
That's got to be pretty cool. Now, how is this? Is this going to be the ceiling right here then for this basement?
We actually have one more layer of block to go. It'll give us a true 10-foot ceiling. If you look at the top of that brace right there.
Yeah. Okay.
That's going to be about the top of it. Yes, sir.
This is a huge basement.
Yes, it is.
You've got a safe space down here and room for all kinds of games and playroom and a family center and everything if you want it. It's enormous. And then on the other side of this wall, you can't see it, but I took pictures of it. You'll see them in the video. Will be the garage and some other space. And then you're going to go how high off of this for the actual living space?
So the first floor is going to be a 10-foot ceiling. The second floor is 8 foot. And then, counting all the way up to the ridge, we're probably just under 40 feet from the ground level all the way to the top of ridge.
All right, one of the things that you're going to find about, see these things, they look like little Legos. I read a story about them actually last year sometime. They were using them in other countries. I thought they were new, but Tim tells me these things have been in use for what, since the 70s, you were telling me?
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, I'm now.
You're not an expert?
I was born in the 80s. So,
okay. Oh, okay. Holy crap.
But I do know that the technology is definitely older than I am.
Yeah.
And it's been, they've been using it in the commercial setting for a while.
Okay.
It's just within the last, 15, 20 years have they started using it more residential.
What's the advantage?
Really, I mean, the whole thing now, especially with the government, they're always pushing, energy savings, energy envelope.
Sure.
So this is giving us an R24 value. Once the concrete's poured in these, this seals your house up nice and tight. There's a membrane that goes along the outside that gives you your weatherproofing. So it
keeps the water out of your house and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Now, what would a typical house be? What would the R rating on a typical house be?
So
depends on construction.
It depends on how it's built.
Yeah.
At least on your first and second floor walls. If it's 2x4, typically it's an R13 to R15. You're going to get at least an R19 value out of a 2x6 wall. But this is a technology that is we're starting to push through all of our additions and new home construction. So this is a product that we are looking to use more and more.
Now, at an R24, are you able to kind of estimate what the energy savings would be, or would it depend basically on the size of the house, what kind of heat you're using?
Exactly. So,
okay.
I mean, so out here, we're going to be going with a geothermal system. So this is going to be working great for us. Yeah, absolutely. And, but it just all depends on, what type of system you're going to be using.
So you've been doing this for you were born in the 80s. I was going to say for 40 years, because that's how long I've been doing this.
Yeah.
How have things changed since you started doing this, for the company?
Yeah. So, I mean, the technology, has been there, at least with the ICF forms. But, the thing is we're getting better quality products. You're getting some new players.
Yeah.
You're getting better quality products. You're getting better technology systems that we're using that help what we're doing. So it's ever improving. That's kind of what the name of the game is. It's helping us become more efficient.
So if you just wanted a garage built, would this be useful in a garage setting, or is it mainly for houses?
It's mainly for a home.
Okay.
I mean, you could certainly use it in a garage, but I mean, CMU, which is like a concrete block, system, is always is probably more cost effective in a garage setting.
Are you trying some things out in here that you haven't used before, since it's your place?
Absolutely.
Like what?
So we got former drain. Former drain's been used for a while, but this is something that we just started using. On all of our additions and whatnot.
What does that do?
This is a product that, when you pour your footers, it keeps, it's your forms, But instead of with typical wood that you have to pull out, it's more labor intensive. And then you go through and you put your drainage system in that goes back to your sump crack. This is already perforated, so it can go direct. It goes right back to your sump crack. So it works as your form. Wow. It works as your drainage system. It stays. It's less labor intensive. It's got some different systems. Like you can see this little
I noticed
metal
that,
piece
yeah.
there. So what that is it's actually working as a spacer between the forms, and then it works as a chair that you set your rebar on. You tie your rebar to it. Rebar can't move, and it just keeps everything nice and tight. It's a great quality product. This one's made by Napco or Royal.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is a good quality product.
Is this going a lot faster because of the use of all the new technology?
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it used to be so labor intensive, having to tear out lumber, and then once you use the lumber, you can't really use it.
Well,
for
I never
anything
even
else.
thought of that.
I
Yeah.
mean, you know, we just did some of these pier pads that are right here in the middle. You know, we use wood for those because there's no sense in taking it back to the sump crack, but we're throwing all that lumber away. It's worthless. So yeah, it's more cost savings. It's maybe a little bit more for the product than what wood is.
Right.
Maybe not right now. You know what I mean?
But in the long run.
But in the long run,
you're not getting rid of the wood.
Yep.
And this goes a little bit faster.
Yes,
and
sir.
the R value is just going to be tremendous in this place.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, will you build other homes like this? When people say, listen, I like what you're doing with yours. I'd like to try some of that stuff myself. I'd like that R rating and, you know.
Absolutely. That's the whole idea. Mm-hmm. That's the whole idea. I've actually got a good friend of mine that's been coming over here. He loves
he
loves
helping,
this
though?
technology.
Is he helping?
Oh, he's a huge help. But he wants to build, like, we're just doing our basement with this. He wants to do the whole building. He's talking about wanting to do the roof. And so, you know, Jason's a great guy. I definitely owe him some time when he goes to build his house. I definitely got to get over there and help him because he's been over here at least 4 or 5 days this past week helping me out. So he's a good guy. So yeah, that's the whole idea. The whole idea is to get a little bit of experience with this, and then go and use it in other projects that we have.
All right. So you're building this one because it's your house. Yeah. So where's Pastor Dave at?
Pastor Dave is working to keep up with the load that T. Davis has, working on other projects. So,
all right, but people should get on the schedule if they'd like a job done.
We are.
I mean, you can be busy, but you can never really be too busy.
Yeah, I mean, we are very blessed to have some very good customers.
Yeah.
And very understanding with the times that we're in and just the delays that our industry sees. We have some great people, and it's one of those things where we, as we sign up projects, you're looking at 3 to 4 months that you're going to be waiting because that's just how far we're booked.
Yeah.
But people that are willing to wait, they get a great quality product. They get a good job. They get some very experienced workers, some good quality materials that we're using as well.
That's the key, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you looking for anybody right now? Are you hiring at all?
I am always hiring. We are always looking for good quality, knowledgeable individuals that want to.
People willing to learn?
People willing to learn. But yeah, that can come and join our team. That's what it's all about.
Awesome. T. Davis, that's Tim Davis right there. Number 2. Where's Tim Davis number 1? He building his house too?
Nah, he's like David. He's out working on projects as well. We're rolling, man.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.